What's up, guys? Zane from Forward Progress Madden, and in this video we're going to take a look at the playbook that I run on offense in Madden 13 so far in the Madden 13 season. And the formation we're going to look at is the I-form slot flex. The play is the PA slot wheel. The reason I like this formation in this play specifically, first we'll talk about the formation. You have a fullback for your running back, so you can still establish a little bit of a run game even though you're playing without a tight end on the field. But you also have three wide receivers, so you're spreading out the defense. You're making them choose what they want to do, whether they want to stop the run first or if they want to defend against the pass. So the best bet when you're on defense to defend something like this is probably to come out in one of the hybrid nickel sets. There's several of them in the game, one of the subsets, so that you have enough speed on the field but yet have enough size on the field to stop the run if they decide to run it. The play that we're going to run is the PA slot wheel, as I said. And the reason I like this play is because of Antonio Brown's route. This dig route has an inside release, which makes him unbumpable. As you know, people like to run two-man under. And when you run two-man under, let's say Antonio Brown was on a streak, you'll notice that they get jammed off the line, and it's just a little bit more difficult to get the ball off because those receivers aren't getting a clean release. So what we do is we go ahead and leave Antonio Brown on his dig route, and he will get a nice inside release and create separation over the middle of the field. And actually he got bumped by the slot receiver, which typically doesn't happen, but we'll run it again and I'll show you. Typically what happens is Brown gets that inside position right there and just allows you to throw a nice little inside pass lead and pick up a easy 10 yards or so. Now, another nice thing about this play is that Emmanuel Sanders' route is also unbumpable, and you can throw it as it breaks down the sideline to the inside and pick up similar yardage. Polamalu lays a big lick on him there, but Sanders holds on to the ball. And that's against two-man under. If somebody's running a man-free or a zero blitz on you with bump and run, you aren't going to have to worry about somebody like Polamalu coming over the top and hitting him like that. The third option on this play is Mike Wallace's route. And he's on basically a in and up route. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and throw that as soon as he starts to break towards the middle of the field and just make it kind of into a 10-yard, 12-yard in route, or a kind of looks like a post too when you throw it. So a lot of people aren't going to know exactly what you're throwing. The pass lead on that is simply to the outside right as he's making his cut, and you click on it, just make a user catch. Mind you, he is getting jammed off the line, so if the DB has a really good press rating, it's a little bit tougher to catch that pass. If your opponent is running zone on you, I recommend out of this play simply just go ahead and streak Sanders up the middle. It's very popular so far in the year to streak the slot receivers and throw the inside seam routes. Just throw them down and in and cut them off. As you can see here, we'll see if we can do it. Just like that. Actually, Polamalu did a good job jamming him off the line. Another thing you can do against zone is to fade the outside receivers and user catch them very much the same way. Just cut off the route and run down the sideline. This play is pretty good from that standpoint. The run audible isn't the greatest thing in the world. I typically use it if you see something a little bit more spread out. 6 in the box, I'm not going to run it. But if they say they have, what if they were in some sort of nickel formation where they only had 2 linebackers and they were kind of spread out like so, and they had 4 linemen. We'll simulate that Harrison's a lineman here. I'm just trying to ad-lib it here. You could do something like this and run the ball up the middle. It's not the greatest run play. I like the blast a little bit better. It's probably something that I would call over the ISO. So if you really wanted to make this a base formation, you'd have to do throw some extra audibles just to get the full. Trying to figure out the word here. Basically, to get everything you need out of this formation, you would have to add some audibles to the formation just to use everything that you need in this. So as you can see, the blast is, it's a little bit tougher to run. when there's 7 guys in the box, but still a route that, or a run that you can bounce inside or outside against zone. I don't recommend the run out of this formation versus man simply because the tight end is not there to block for you. So if they're running this 2-man under, like I said, you're really just going to have to do some simple math and figure out, am I going to be able to run the ball or not, because you only have 6 blockers. But the play that I showed you to start this PA slot wheel, very, very good against man. You can do a lot of the user catching stuff against zone. If you're in a league where you don't allow user catching, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and break down a way that you can use route combos to beat zone. So right here, if we run the play stock, we'll see what we can do against zone. And as you can see, it's pretty well covered from a traditional nickel cover 3 defense. What we've got here is Emmanuel Sanders runs his route and turns it upfield. You don't really have a huge window here. As you can see, this deep third corner right here, Ike Taylor, he's starting to bite on this dig route. If you have enough time, you may be able to throw a total control pass to the outside near the sideline and hit Emmanuel Sanders somewhere in this area on the field right here where we've got this this void. So we'll try to do that. Like I said, you won't be able to click on, so from a league standpoint, something like that may be the best way to beat zone coverage without the user catch. Another thing you could do is to do a simple curl flat concept, but you're going to run into an issue where Sanders is going to cut up field and you're going to have too many guys in the same spot. So you're going to have to really, I didn't mean to do that there with the play action, but it worked okay. Sanders actually does a pretty good job keeping everything outside of the curl. As you can see, Antonio Brown spots up here, and Polamalu is to the outside. He can't make a play on it, and Ike Taylor is too far away to make a play on it. So you could go with the curl flat combo as well. And then, of course, on this side of the field, if you're using the delay route, you've got Wallace running off the coverage, and hopefully everything on that side of the field will pull back enough to allow us to throw the ball to Mendenhall underneath. But that is your last read against both man and zone coverage. Against man, sometimes the guy guarding Mendenhall may blitz. Against zone, as you see, typically not the best way to go, just because the zones, if there's a flat zone, they will not drop way back far enough to allow that route to be successful. See, Mendenhall just is not going to get open on that. You're going to have to depend on him to break tackles, which you don't really want to do. This Steelers defense is crazy this year, so I advise using them if you're struggling on defense. They can make just about any play tenfold better. But that's it for this breakdown. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns with this play. If you have another setup for this play, feel free to share it in the comments. It's all about the back and forth. I actually just broke past 100,000 views since I started doing this channel, and the back and forth with you guys makes it all the better. That's why I do this, is I enjoy helping you guys, and you guys actually help me quite a bit with your input as well. So feel free to drop a line and let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, thanks.